here within Vari Hall here. So what this is the central place of the university. So what this is an area where you can have lecture halls, tutorial rooms as well. And I mentioned earlier in my session, but does anyone here know the difference between a lecture and tutorial? Can tell me. That remembers. Exactly. So for anyone that didn't hear that, still wants to know, so the lecture hall is the bigger area. You learn about the big material, course material, and tutorial would be a smaller section within that lecture. We can have a smaller, like a group discussion with your professor or teacher assistant and learn about things at York. Got everything? All right, let's move along.
All right, so we're going to be walking this way towards Central Square and towards the Scots Library. As we're walking through, this is the Rossberry Link. This is where people actually table the different organizations. They'll be promoting their specific club and their initiatives. Right here is our lost and found services. So if you ever lose something, we're going to hope that it turns up over here. This is the Ross building. This is where the humanities and the social science departments and classes take place. All right, before we enter, this is the entrance to Scots Library. This is one of the largest of the 5 libraries here at York University. We have the Leslie Frost Library at Glendon that you're more than welcome to access. We have Stacy Library here, mainly towards the sciences. We have Osgood for law. We have the Schulich Library for their business. And here is Scott Library. Before we enter, can anyone guess how many books there are in this specific library? Hint, there are 5 floors in this library. How many books do you think there are in this library?
1 million.
More.
2.5 million.
What's that?
2.5.
2.5 million books, she's got it. Never mind, she did not get it, she saw it already. So that's awesome. So yes, there are 2.5 million books in this library. We'll actually go in, we'll like look upstairs. We're actually gonna have a little presentation from the Learning Commons, and they're gonna tell you about all the different academic resources that they have to offer when it comes to your transition to university. So let's go in.
And at Learning Skill Services, what we do is basically equip students with the tools that they'll need to succeed in university. So I don't know about you guys, but when I started up at university, nobody really taught me what a lecture was going to be like. I didn't know how to pay attention during a lecture, how to take proper notes, or even how to take proper notes in readings. And so what Learning Skills does is basically give you those tools. So the best thing to do is use them right away. Attend our workshops as soon as you can so you understand how all this stuff works. We have 13 different workshop topics. And if you attend 8 or more, you get a certificate, which is not only a hard copy of the certificate, but it also goes on your co-curricular record. Do they know about that? Co-curricular record? Not yet. You guys will become experts at it, no doubt. Not only do we offer workshops, so let's say you're not really keen on workshops, you don't really like the facilitative, or you don't like the idea of there being too many people, maybe you've got a very focused question, you can come visit us at Drop-In, which is if you've got a really quick question, no more than 15 minutes, we'll talk to you, we'll work something out for you guys. Let's say you have a time management concern or you're not sure about, you've got this reading and it's really difficult, and we can kind of walk it through with you. Not only do we offer that, we also offer peer academic coaching sessions, which is like a drop-in, except you make an appointment. So that's a lot more focused. And we're always upstairs. Our home is the 2nd floor of Scott Library. We've got our welcome desk there, our drop-in pod there, and you'll always see somebody in a bright blue shirt like mine up there. So don't ever hesitate to ask a question. If you have an academic question, we're more than happy to help. And if we can't, we'll point you in the right direction. Are there any questions? If anything ever arises too, we do have a website, a Twitter page, and a Facebook page. All of our information is on the back of our brochures, so feel free to take one if you're interested. And in case a problem ever arises, you know where to go. That's all.
Thank you.
No
Thank you.
problem.
This right here is the 2nd floor of Scots Library. As they mentioned before downstairs, this is the Learning Commons where you can actually come in and drop in when it comes to academic questions. We actually have a lot of study space up here. The further up you go, the quieter it gets. When it comes to exam period, it actually is 24/7, so you can actually come here and do studying when it comes to your exams. We'll actually walk over this way to kind of show you the collaboratory. It's a little bit more of an open concept of meeting up with other classmates to kind of study and go over exam material. So we can walk over this way.
And it is getting close to summer exam time right now, so that is why there is quite a few people in here. Well, like a decent amount of people in here for summer. So yeah, people studying hard.
This is just for people to kind of get a sense of how the collaboratory is spaced out. Various tables to study on. After we're done, you can walk back and go downstairs, and then we'll move on with the tour.
So again, this is more of the conversation-friendly area. If anyone wants to just, chill out, I guess have a little chat and stuff like that, you can do that here, as opposed to the other. You can sleep here too. It's probably easier to sleep on the higher levels though, because it's quieter. So.
We're okay with taking the stairs. We can go down this way.
Yep, so this right here is actually called the Sound and Moving Image Library, also known as the SMIL. So actually really cool in here, you can actually rent out any DVD you want. They have many movies in here. And behind you as well is the map library. So in there you can, one, there's study space, and two, there's a bunch of encyclopedias, world maps, whatnot. So if you want to know anything about geography, it's in there. But yeah, this is
If you're wondering where Blockbuster went, it's right here. This is our Blockbuster. So yeah, you can move on. We're going to be going towards Campus Walk now.
Quick little heads up, coming up on your right is one of the many places we can eat here on campus actually. So it is our Central Square cafeteria. In there they have many places like, for example, Pita Pit, a place called Epic Burger, get burgers, and a miso, which you get kind of like an Asian infusion kind of food. And then obviously Tim Hortons here. Unfortunately, they don't sell hot food, but they do sell like muffins, cookies, Timbits, donuts, whatnot.
Your best friend during exam period, your best friend.
Yes. So what we're in right now is actually Curtis Lecture Hall. So a lot of your larger lectures will happen in here. It is like 1, 2, 3 floors high. So for example, this is Lecture Hall F on the side here. There's Lecture Hall A, B, C, D, all the way to like, I think it's H. Yep. So yeah. You will probably have a class in here at least once in your university career. I'd be surprised if you didn't.
Yep.
This is also helpful during exams.
Yeah, this is also another food place. What's so unique about this place is that actually during exam period, if you're here late at night, they're actually open 24/7. So if you need like a quick snack while you're studying, this is a place to go. We'll continue moving outside. So this right here is Campus Walk. This is like the main pathway to go to and from like different aspects of the university. Just some buildings that are surrounding us. This is the Lassonde building. This is where a lot of the engineering students have their classes. They have some large lecture halls that I've actually had classes in. This Campus Walk actually during York Fest, it's an event held by YFS. They actually have all 400 student organizations, all the colleges, all the faculties. They bring out their tables and essentially promote everything about their mandate. It's a perfect opportunity to get free stuff. Agendas, t-shirts, lanyards, swag, you name it. Like, that's the day. Third week of September. We will obviously be giving out reminders through our Facebook pages and emails, so obviously stay tuned for that. We'll continue walking this way. As you can see over there, that is probably the most beautiful building Kiel has to offer. A guy named Bergeron, I don't know who he is, but he donated $10 million for us, York University, to have the Bergeron building. That is an extension of the Lassonde engineering program here. There are 3D printers, various lecture halls, some very high-tech gadgets in there for our students. They have study spaces in there where you are more than welcome to actually take advantage of. An absolutely beautiful campus. If you want, go on my Instagram. I took an amazing photo there, actually. Like, do it. This right here is William Small Center. As the sign says, this is where our security services are housed, parking services, as well as our U-Card office. If you haven't already gotten your U-Card printed out, this is where you would go. When it comes to anything security, parking, or U-Card related, this is the building. This is also one of the parking garages here at York University that you're able to park your car in. And we'll continue moving on.
Also a really good Tim's here. Tim Hortons that sells sandwiches and soups, the only one on campus. All right, so right here actually, right behind this building here, this is actually called the Life Science Building. So it's in one of our newer buildings as well. It looks nice, can't you tell? Behind that building is Tate McKenzie Center, which is our gym. So that is where you will go. Like I said before, it's $15 for the year if you like to do fitness, if you like to work out. If you just want to go there for like recreational, like swimming, play basketball in the gym, play intramurals, whatever, you just go, it's for free, as long as you sign up with your YU card. I mentioned this in my session as well, but please try to go as soon as you can. You can also go today if you want to. But if you go during September, the line is crazy. It will go out the door and you have to wait a very long time necessarily.
How much is the yearly?
$15.
$15?
For
Yeah,
the weight
for the
room,
entire year.
$15, yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
Bola boom, bola boom.
In your tuition, you're already paying for a lot of the services, so please take advantage of all this, right? Something else that I actually want to add is this right here. We're one of the few universities that actually has a publicly accessible observatory. Mark this in your calendars if you're into astronomy like me. August 21st from 1 to 4. There is a solar eclipse that is actually happening. They're going to be having a public viewing here at the Lions Stadium for that. So if you're interested, please come out to that. And as you can see right here, I know you'll mention it a little bit more.
Yep, so this behind me is the Lions Stadium. Actually was built within the last year. So what they had here was the Pan Am Games, for those of you who didn't know that. So it is world-class track and field center. Yeah, you actually, if you come on York Orientation Day, we will be having our final event, our festival kind of close off. We'll be in here with the stage in the front. So it'll be a really cool thing. So please come to that. It'll be awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we'll continue moving this way. Right now, we're just behind some of the buildings that we already passed through. That's the LaSalle building, and this is one of the libraries that I mentioned before, Stacy Library, more catered towards the sciences.
Actually, what we're about to walk through right now is two of the science buildings we have here at York University. So the one on your right will be the Farquharson Life Sciences building, and the one on your left will be the Lumbers building. So, I mean, you may have classes in there, you may have labs. They're actually really cool. Personally, I had a lab in there, like VO2 max testing, stuff like that. Really interesting, really high-tech stuff.
Our Hero Burgers, our Thai Express. We even have our own Shoppers Drug Marts. You can buy your prescription medication and your basic necessities. We also have our own dental office and walk-in clinic. So a lot of the essential services that you may need throughout your student university life, we have them here at York University. As I mentioned before with the YFS health plan, you can use a lot of the services here. On the second floor of York Lanes, that's a lot of the offices for international students. If you have any resources or questions for anything related to international concerns, you're able to go upstairs and have those questions. We also have a very vital service there. It's the CAS, it's the Center for Aboriginal Student Services. So for those who identify with the indigenous culture, they can go in there, get resources, and essentially have a great transition when it comes to university. We won't be going all the way down, but the side shoppers, that's where our York University bookstore is. That's where, in the basement, that's where all the books are actually sold when it comes to the courses that you may have. The exit right there is actually under construction, so we won't be going down there. Does anyone have any questions when it comes to the bookstore or York Lanes or anything in general? All right, let's continue walking. Did I miss anything?
Essentially, if you have the map still on you, on the map there is a section that has York Lanes specifically, so it'll tell you exactly what is in York Lanes if you want to use that as a resource. There's some more maps available at the Red Zone desk where we came from in Vari Hall. You want one later? Yeah.
Awesome, let's walk. All right, this right here is our bus loop. This is where the TTC and the GO buses actually stop. Along the corner over there, that's where the Viva and the Zoom bus actually stop. So after some of these buses leave, we'll actually be crossing over and going towards the Bennett Centre. As you can see on your left, that is the long-awaited TTC expansion. We are actually one of the only universities in North America that actually has a subway stop inside of our campus, so that's very neat. Projected to be finished in December, so it's going to be a lot easier when it comes to going downtown and around Toronto.
Yep, literally, if you don't know the QTC, it'll take you literally right to the heart of downtown. Right, if you sit on the subway, it's like the easiest thing ever. Literally, what, 20, 30 minutes? 30 minutes, you'll be there.
And then on our right, this is just like the commons. When it comes to like greater weather like today, you're able to hang out with friends, sit down, enjoy the wildlife, sit by the fountain. We'll be walking along right now. Here is Accolade East and Accolade West. These are just more spaces for lecture halls and tutorial spaces. On our left over there, that is our Connect Tower. That's where a lot of the York administration have their offices, like the president, the VP student, Lucy. This is where they all have their offices. As mentioned before, this is the Accolade East building. Again, there's downstairs tutorial rooms and lecture halls. On my right, actually, another good friend of ours, Seymour Schulich, he actually donated $20 million to actually have this building. It's our renowned business school, ranked number 1 actually in all of Canada. So this is where our fellow Schulich students actually have a lot of their classes and seminars and workshops. So again, another space that you're more than welcome to go into, relax, study in. So yeah, if you're walking into. So in this section right here, we actually have like our theater hall and our concert hall. As you can see, there's probably a dance recital happening right now. This is where a lot of like important programming happens. Whenever there's important updates from the York University administration, they would actually come down here, hold a town hall to update all of us on what's going on when it comes to the university. So we'll continue walking over. All right, we'll be walking towards the Bennett Centre now.
And what you can all see across the street here actually is Seneca, the Stephen E. Quinlan building, which is actually the Seneca at York building. So anyone you may know doing Seneca at this campus will be in this building right here. Alright, so we're now we are in the Bennett Centre. So what you can come here for is anything regarding registrar services right here. So anything regarding your finances or also admissions upstairs as well. In here we also have housing and disability services. So if you ever need to go there, here's the resource for that. Also, maybe you may have parked here today. Here's one of our many parking garages at York University.
As mentioned before, you're paying quite a bit for your tuition. Counseling alone, like that's not just like, you know, like if you like had like a traumatic event. If you just need to talk about your stresses to an actual counselor, you can go there. It's free. You're already paying for it. So take advantage of the various resources that we actually have to offer here. And with that said, that concludes this York 101 tour session.